Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Transforming Soul Walks by me, Camilla Gisslow. It's a bit windy this morning, and so I'm trying to walk where the wind can't really reach me that much in the microphone. I'm using a different microphone, a different headset, because I couldn't find my other one this morning when I got up at 4. I'm so proud of myself. I managed to get up earlier and earlier in the mornings. I just love doing this. I love recording these little soul walks. I don't know if it's only 2 people that watches this, but then I'm really happy about it. But of course, my dream and my aim and my goal is to do these soul walks with so many people that is possible. And because I wish I had this when I was depressed, when I was trying to change my life, when I was trying to change trying to change my life. And back in 2010, it would have been so much easier. Now it is easier because we have YouTube, we have all this social media access, and there are so many wonderful and beautiful and fantastic soul teachers out there. And there are especially 3 that I follow that these past months, or this past year, but especially these past months when I found them, are really helping me, and it's really enriching my life. And that is Alyssa Nobriga and it's Kathy Heller. But I also have my old soul friend and soul teacher, Elizabeth Gilbert. Love her to death. So I hope that I can be to you what these women are to me. And it's so interesting because when I started doing these soul walks, it was as if I came home, as if I felt that, of course, this is what I'm supposed to do. I've struggled the past years trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do in my life. I've been a public speaker and teacher of LGBTQI plus rights, and especially transgender rights. I've educated and talked about creating the awareness around transgender rights and for more than 20 years. And I've been educating schools, teachers, the police, organizations, the Swedish military in LGBTQ rights, and and I love that. I really do. I really feel that that's been a calling on my life. But if I scratch that surface, what it all comes down to is that I want to help people. I want to create a world where people can be themselves, where people can feel happy and content with themselves and love themselves for who they are, and helping others to understand that everybody has the right to their own lives, and how we can greet and meet people and include them instead of excluding them. So, and that's who I've been my whole life. I remember that I think it was Elizabeth Gilbert that actually asked that question once when I was listening to one of her podcasts, and she was saying that if you, because she was talking about creative life, and she was saying, if you go back to when you were a little kid, what was your passion, and who were you? Who were you when you were a little kid? And I started thinking back, and I've always been a person that loved to help other people. I was always the person that someone came to if they were sad or upset and they needed help to pick themselves up, or for finding their way to change something. I've always been that person, forever and ever. When I was homeless as a teenager, I was the same way around other homeless people. I was always their little shrink, so to speak. So that's always, hi again, and that's always who I used to be and still am. So one morning when I was out walking, and I decided to start recording my thoughts when I was walking. It just felt so natural, like this is what I'm gonna do. And now it's creating itself what it's supposed to be, and that is to do these soul walks. Not just these, me talking to you like this, but the next step is to create the transforming soul walks with people physically. And that's why I'm starting this program this fall, where we gather physically. And it's a 6-week program where we do 4 soul walks a week. And it's a 12-step program, and where you will change your life. And during this summer, I will do a few spontaneous soul walks with maybe 2 other people or 3 other people. And that is to come ahead, and I'll tell you more about it later. But this morning, today, I really do want to talk about loving yourself, because I know that we all want to be able to love ourselves. Some people do, and have done it their whole life, maybe. But I think we all can recognize where we sometimes have had struggles with ourselves, or maybe feeling, am I good enough? Can someone love me exactly for who I am? And for some people, it's a real struggle. For me, it's been the struggle of my life since I was a little girl, because I always felt that I was not enough, and that I wasn't worthy being loved, and that I wasn't loved. And that causes a reaction to that when you're a child and you don't have the understanding of the world the way you do when you're an adult, and especially at my age, 50 plus. So, but how can you start loving yourself if you don't? Well, the first step I did in order to help myself move towards self-love was to first write down. You hear me saying this, I repeat this all the time. You could do it another way that is feeling most fitted for you, but writing down is a cognitive thing. When you write down, when you put pen in your hand and paper and you write something, you do a cognitive sort of motion that sends something up to your brain, and when you read your words, it sends something to your soul. So it's a connection. It's like, you know, it starts to shift. It's like when you if you think about a machine or like a windmill, for the wind to start the whole, I don't know the words in English, but for the machine to start working, or a bicycle, and it doesn't automatically go like whoosh. It has to and then suddenly goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and then it's on. It's the first when you take the pen and the paper and you write down. That is the first start of the shift, because you need to see it first in order to feel it. So the first thing I would do, if you don't have the self-love, if you don't love yourself, you need to write down first, how do I want to feel about myself? How do I want to feel about myself? I want to feel content. I want to feel when I look at myself in the mirror that I'm beautiful. I want to feel that I'm worthy. I want to feel that I'm good enough. I want to feel light. I want to be able to radiate. I want to feel worthy. I think I already said that one. Whatever it is. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes maybe it takes a day or two to figure out how you want to feel about yourself. But don't give up. If you only have 10 minutes a day, everybody has 10 minutes. Take those 10 minutes and try to write one sentence or one word the way you want to feel about yourself. And when you feel that these feelings are the most important ones, these it can be 3, it can be 5, it can be 2, it can be more than that. But when you feel that this is exactly how I want to feel about myself. It can be sexy, it can be content, it can be whatever you need in order to feel love for yourself, kindness, positiveness, whatever it is. When you feel that these are the main keys for me to be able to love myself, you've written them all down. That is your affirmation card, so to speak. But well, not really yet, because that's how you want to feel. And then you put the I in front of it. I am worthy. I am happy. I am beautiful. Yeah, the I am. You need to write down I am. I am sunshine. I am good enough. Then you do that. And then you start every morning and throughout the day, you repeat these words. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am enough. And then after you do that, this sounds so simple, and it really is this simple, actually. The next step from there is also to sit down and write, how do I need to treat myself in order to feel these feelings for myself? I'm going to repeat that. How do I need to treat myself in order to feel those feelings for myself? And that can sometimes be difficult, because we've been on one station. I'm using Kathy Heller's words. I think it's an amazing what do you call it? Can't find the word now. But anyway, in order to shift the old beliefs about yourself, you need to change it into another belief. And in order to change another belief, you need to act in a different way. And so you need to write down, what do I need? How do I need to treat myself in order to feel that I'm beautiful? Well, one thing, to starters, is to stop telling yourself that you're ugly, that you're a piece of shit. So you need to put the sort of, you need to shift it. I think you say 180. So if your words to yourself is that I'm ugly, well, then your words for yourself needs to be, I'm beautiful. The words that you just wrote down, the affirmation word. And when you treat yourself with I'm ugly, you tell yourself that. You treat yourself that way. In my case, I eat unhealthy things. I stopped taking care of my body. I don't, I was going to say buy beautiful clothes for me, but I do sometimes. But maybe challenge myself when I go to the store to buy something. I hate that. I hate going into a booth and changing my clothes where you have mirrors. You're surrounded by mirrors and you see all your, not defects, but the things that you hate about yourself or your body. It's been such a struggle for me, but maybe try to challenge that you find something that is really beautiful, a dress or a skirt or whatever it is, and you challenge yourself to go into this little changing booth, and before you go in there, you tell yourself, I'm beautiful just the way I am. Because the beauty is in my eyes, it's not my body. So there are different ways that you could treat yourself in order to feel what you need to feel for yourself. So you need to write down, what do I need to do? How do I need to treat myself? How do I need to treat myself in order to change the feeling about myself? And I guess this is the greater challenge, because if we've walked with a pattern how to treat ourselves through life, and now we're going to shift it, there's always going to be resistance. I've talked about the resistance many times, and but the key word here is continue, continue, continue. Fake it till you make it. You know, I talked about that yesterday. Fake it till you make it. And follow these steps. Take one step every day. Don't do all of them at once because it's going to be too overwhelming. But take one step. If you write down 3 things, how to treat myself, well, take one of them for one day or for a week or for a month. Start with that and change that behavior. And then you take the next and you do the same thing with that one. And slowly you're going to feel and you're going to see that you're changing, that you're shifting the channel. Sometimes it goes fast and sometimes it takes time. And you need to repeat, repeat, repeat. It's like if you want to run a marathon, if you would put me in a marathon, I would be half dead in 5 minutes because I have not practiced running. I don't think I'll ever do a marathon because I don't like running, but you get what I'm saying. You need to practice. It's through practice you succeed, you get stronger, you get better, you reach your goals. Look at a baby. When they come out of the womb, they don't start running right away. First, they're just lying there crawling, and no, they don't even crawl. They're just like, move their bodies a little bit. And then slowly, they start learning to hold their head up. And then they learn how to roll over to the stomach. And then suddenly they start to moving backwards first when they're trying to move forward. And suddenly they get it and they move forward. They start crawling forward and not backwards. And then slowly they start to stand up on the 2 feet, and they're holding on. They're holding on to whatever there is to hold on to. And then slowly they start taking the first step, try to find their balance. And then after a while they find the balance and they start walking more and more, and they get stronger and stronger, and suddenly they are running and climbing, and the whole world is their oyster. That's how it is to change a behavior. You need to be patient, and while you try to be patient, you need to fake it till you make it. You need to have your little tools to help you, to strengthen you, to show you that you're on your way. You're almost there. You're almost there. And celebrate the victories, the little teeny tiny victories. You need to celebrate them, and tell yourself that you're proud of yourself because you're doing it. And if the ego's little words, or even if they're physical words, because there are mean people out there that want to drag you down, that doesn't want you to succeed. But the worst critic is the one inside of us, the ego. And the ego wants to tell you every day that you're not good enough. You're not doing it enough. You're not changing fast enough. See, you can't change. You're always going to be this person. You're never going to be able to. You're not worthy love. Who do you fucking think you are? We all have that voice inside of us. And that's when you go, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Or you go, fake it till you make it. Or you do the ugly dance. You put on some music that can't keep you still, and that brings that sort of happy energy into your body, and you fucking dance until it shuts up. And if a person is telling you, what are you doing? Why are you doing these things? You know you're not going to change. And, then just smile and say, oh yes, I will. And you just continue. You're going to be a mirror to other people. When you start changing your behavior, when you start treating yourself with love and self-respect, if you haven't done that before, and you have people around you that feeds on your insecurity or lack for self-love, they're going to resist. Because there are always people that likes it when you're, how do I say it? There's always going to be people around you where you sort of created a pattern together, where they will be fed strength or in your lack of strength or in your lack of growing. They grow from that because they feel unworthy. So that's one of the resistance when you change your lives. So you really need to also look into the people you have in your life. You need a support system. You need people that see what you're trying to do, that wants to support you to find your self-love, that wants to support you in your shifting and changing. And it sounds like, of course, my friends want me to change. Of course they want to be loving and helping and supporting in this, but not everyone is. And it's because of their lack of self-love. So you need to surround yourself with the right people that's gonna help you, push you, and also hold you accountable to your sort of shift and your change in what you're doing. Instead of saying, yeah, fuck that. Let's have another glass of wine or whatever it is. Here, I bought you some chocolate. I've had that struggle in my relationship sometimes when we're trying to do the change, and I've said, please don't buy any cookies or chocolate or candy or anything. Don't bring that home to the house, because when it's in the house, I can't stop myself from eating it. So it needs to be empty. I can't have that in the house. And sometimes he's just, means well, because he knows I love chocolate. And then if he knows that I've had a bit of a day, or if he just, sometimes he comes home with chocolate. I'm like, oh no, and I have to tell him, I say, it doesn't help me, So in order to help me, you need to stop bringing home the chocolate. So, and I'll have to do it myself as well. Sometimes he says, can we just have salads this week? And I start cooking a freaking Italian, pasta dish with all kinds of stuff, and whipped cream with strawberries, or ice cream, because I know he loves ice cream. So we do it to ourselves. So we both need to help ourselves. So surround yourself with the right people in order for you to change. And write down how you want to feel about yourself. And then what would that look like? Put I am in front of it, your affirmations. And then how do I need to treat myself in order to change? And take one step at a time, and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat every day, and fake it till you make it. And then suddenly you're going to realize that I love myself. I am worthy. I am good enough. And and then you continue repeating and repeating and repeating. I always say that the changes we do in our lives, the way we treat ourselves, when we treat ourselves with love, it's like for a diabetic person with insulin. You need to do the work every day. You can't just do the work for a short period of time and then you feel that feeling for the first time and you think that that's it. Now I don't need to do the work anymore. Because you do. You need to continue this work every day. I do soul work every day. First I do this, and then when I come home, I take a shower, and then I take an hour with my own soul work, where I write down the things I still feel I need to change, or find ways, listen to other soul teachers to strengthen me, and then I do that work every day in order to stay on the right path and the path of self-love and helping myself. All right, guys, I'm home. So I'll leave you with this, and if you feel like it, you can write down one thing that you wish you would feel more about yourself, to feel self-love, and after that, write I am, and what do I need to shift? How do I need to treat myself in order to feel that way? And have a wonderful day. Kisses and hugs. Bye bye.